Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. My name is Fizz. I'm sorry the video is late, but we have our brand spanking new Community Crunch 213, and there's no Genesis-ish news, but there's a lot of stuff to go over with, including a lot of exploit stuff that they fixed and a lot of bugs that have been in the game since they've been added. We'll talk about that. Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Fizz. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the Community Crunch 213 patch notes, and let's get right into it. I do have a cough, which is that, so I'll try and edit out, cut whenever I cough like that, so that way the video is not so annoying. Right, so let's get started. So they're first talking about kind of Genesis and new topics, so I'll kind of just briefly read it. As we near the launch of Genesis, there is a new year of ARK content. Yay, new stuff we've always wanted that breaks within a week. The current state of the game and other topics are trending in the community and remain essential to us. So they're looking for information, and they're looking for discussion about stuff that's happening, which is good. So that's at least something. Why we excited to introduce new content and experiences to ARK Survival. It is important to take a brief moment and recap some significant updates that have made an impact on the current state of the game. So that's all I kind of wanted to say, because obviously people sometimes just read over stuff, but basically just summarizing, as they want to show you guys that they are working on base game things that have been happening throughout the year, right? There is bugs in the game that have been in the game since day one, right? Since day one of adding the actual item or feature, okay? And they just go into doing a bunch of different things, which is really cool. So I guess we're going to start reading about some of that. So performances, bugs, balancing quality of life, and fixes exploits, man, that's a mouthful right there, are important to us, and we know they hold a high priority for folks too. These updates may not be new for all the well-informed survivors, but they may provide insight into the thought process behind the changes. Without further ado, let's get stuck right into it. All right, so let's go right into the patches. So performance stuff. So what have they changed? I actually haven't read much of this. Change dropped items physics to improve server performance. Okay, I didn't even know that was a thing. Although I guess I could think of it dropping so many. Probably that's what it is, dropping so many with different I don't know, different things. Added animation staggering system by default to reduce CPU overload. Now I've actually seen this. I think I've seen this where if you see a flying creature in the distance, it actually looks really weird now when it flies. It's not very smooth flying, but when you get a little bit closer, it starts turning up into its higher resolution of flying. I don't know if that's actually it, but I've seen something change recently with that, so I'm assuming that's what this is. I could be completely wrong, but I have no idea, but that's kind of what I've seen, and you'll understand when you see it, because you'll see that it starts to look like it's missing like frames. It's skipping frames, and it's kind of going like jaggedy flying, but it's still flying. I don't know, it's really weird. Applied a one-time disabling replication of all sleeping players on all official server PvPs. No idea what that even means. I don't play official, so I don't care. Fix a client-side crash related to rendering 3D textures. That can do, honestly, a lot of things. Never had that happen to me. Vastly improves server stability, which network channels stuttering, caches, blah 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 blah. Basically, they just fixed their networking crashing with probably transferring to different ARKs or something. So that's performance. Most of the stuff, honestly, like I said, I don't know. I mean, it's like whatever, cool. If it works, it works. All right, so now these are some exploits where some of these would let people actually gain the system on official servers to better themselves on some sort of thing. Like for instance, this one, unattached all grappling hooks when sitting on a chair. I have no idea what that actually entails, but apparently it's such a big exploit that it actually has to be #1 talked about thing. Like some of these are kind of interesting. Fix 2 mesh exploits related to structures. What does that even mean? I have no idea. Fix 2 exploit related to creatures. What does that even mean? Nobody knows. But I get why they're not actually telling you what they are, because if you did know what they are, then people would try to exploit and see if there's even more different exploits that you could do with different creatures. Fix Ice Titan breath going through the mesh. I've actually experienced this on PvE when we were fighting the Ice Titan. Just a wild one, and it's a pain in the butt, so I'm kind of happy that hopefully that's kind of fixed, that's actually like just a base game kind of thing, not like an actual PvP exploit, because most of these are let's be honest, most of these are PvP exploits, because that's what people, that's the bitching community. And I mean, in ARK you have 3 communities. You have the people that don't give a crap, they just play the game. You have the people that complain about every little thing about the game but still play the game. Then you have the people that don't play the game but complain about everything because they actually hate the game and they don't like the success of ARK. You know, so you have these kind of different people, so it's kind of interesting. Fixed cave collision checkpoints. I mean, I don't know, you can read these. I honestly, personally, this doesn't affect me one bit, but this is good for the actual people that are playing legitimately PvP. You know, I know a lot of people do love legitimately PvP, and what I mean about that, no exploits, no cheating, you know, and it's on official server, right? Because I mean, obviously private servers, you can get really crazy with PvP. So the people that are legitimately playing PvP on official servers, you know, hopefully these will help you guys out, you know, on official, on consoles, anything, you know. I'm hoping that these exploits will be well and truly good for you for your playing experience, because like I've said in the past, ARK is a unique game. You can play it any way you want. There's a server always for you, you know. There's not just one server that fits all, you know. Well, there is, but you know what I mean. There's always a server that you can find that you'll enjoy. If you don't like official, go make your own or join someone else's server. You know, there's hundreds of different content creators that host their own servers, you know, including myself. I host my own PvE servers and we have a fantastic time, you know. So if some of these exploits have been ruining your play on official server and you just honestly can't get it, you know, you love the game but you don't want to play it like this, go find an unofficial PvP server, you know. There's plenty of them out there. Okay, so this is the one I actually really want to talk about, which is bugs. Now, bugs, we know in this day and age of ARK, we have a lot of bugs, but that's okay, because, you know, sometimes bugs are good. Some build bugs are very good because you can build really unique different things with the build bugs. So, but these are the very interesting bugs, which are some of them I really want to point out, which are right here at the top, right here. These right here are the bugs that literally everyone complains about. Okay, these are the bugs where you're trying to trank out or kill someone or just shoot something and your gun jams. I am really hoping that these are actually fixed. Now, granted, we could just say, oh, they're 100% fixed, they're on paper, but we know ARK, it's a massive game. You know, if you change one thing, there's a chance you could change something else and it won't work. Another bug I want to point out is fix a client FPS bug related to Volanosaurus. Now, I'm assuming this is the bug where when you have multiple Volanosaurus shooting in turret mode or just shooting in general, they're shooting at one target, the particles of them shooting and the entities of them shooting stacking on the target is just too much for the game to handle, and therefore just causes a crap ton of lag. We have a bunch of videos on that because one of my admins, Rissa, freaking loves Volanosaurus, and when she brings them into like one of the raid things, it's yeah, it's pretty messy. It gets pretty laggy very, very, very quickly. But I'm happy that there's a lot of these bugs, but just like any bug in this game, they're not guaranteed always to be fixed. So they'll be fixed now, but who knows, maybe in the future they will not. So we have to wait and see if they're going to persist into actually staying fixed over the next course of a couple months and a couple weeks when Genesis comes out, because, you know, when Genesis comes out, it'll probably revert a lot of these bugs, and then we'll have to wait another couple weeks again to get them all fixed again. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But like I said, I'll put the description down below, the link for the forum if you want to read all these. But those are the kind of the main ones I wanted to talk about, because those really affect me, and I've definitely seen those with this game. Okay, so this quality of life is very interesting because this was like posted a couple weeks ago, actually a couple months ago, about some of the stuff, which is kind of cool and interesting. But they are lowering a bunch of gasoline consumptions. Dedicated storage is losing some weight reduction from 50 to 20, which I don't know, it doesn't really matter. When you're already at that stage, you use tech suits anyways. Decrease cook time on the industrial grill by 50%. That's pretty good. Shorten the aberrant earthquake duration by 10%. So what does it mean? How long is it now? Like 10 seconds? Shorten the scorched earth sandstorms by 15%. What does that mean? I don't know. It's like, that doesn't tell us anything. It's like, how long is a sandstorm now? Like 2 minutes? 5 minutes? Who honestly knows? Modify the stack size of various items, so now you can stack up to 10 veggie cakes, 40 raw meat, 50 cooked meat, 30 sap, 300. This honestly doesn't like matter to almost a lot of people. Oh wait, vacuum compartment moon pool 100 to 5. I don't know what that means. Interesting. But a lot of this stuff doesn't really matter because most people play unofficial anyways, and you have stack mods for that. So honestly, this is just for the official people. So if you play official, congratulations, you can now stack 10 cakes for some reason. So you can also do modified items slots of various things. Now these are actually very good because a lot of time when I play servers, we actually use the base game things, crafters and smelters. So this is going to be really cool. Industrial forge is now from 60 to 100 slots. Cannery bench is from 60 to 100. The fridge is now the fridge. Oh baby, that's gonna be a good one right there. Industrial cooker. I mean, these are all excellent changes that I really am super happy about because yeah, that's gonna be really nice. So improve dropped item placements when dropping items from structure to reduce some chance from falling. So if you're dropping something, for instance, you have your friend down below and you're throwing something really high down to them, there's a chance that when that item is traveling through the sky into down below, there's a chance that it can also glitch into the underneath foundation or ceiling. It happens a lot, absolutely a lot of times. So I'm happy that that's kind of a thing that's going to get fixed. And also added F alternative activation option to allow you to pick up all things. So you have a big pile of things, you could just probably just hit F and you could just pick up all that things. That's a thing from Atlas, which is really cool. And yeah, so that's kind of it for quality of life stuff. Obviously there's a little bit more than I said, but for the most part it's pretty good stuff coming to ARK, and hopefully they will stay and work. And you know, some of them are kind of iffy on what they actually mean about 10%, 15% earthquake and sandstorms, but we'll have to wait and see. Last but not least, something that a lot of people do not like to hear: game balancing. They go into this whole paragraph saying it's no secret that the ice jumper and the Volanosaurs are one of the best creatures that has ever been added to the game, and quite frankly they've been balancing them ever since they've been releasing. So it's no surprise. I personally do not like the ice jumper nor the Volanosaur too much as well, because it makes PvE play very, very boring, because they're extremely very good creatures, right? And as soon as you get an ice jumper in PvE, you're kind of done. It's so easy to use and tame. And then like a wyvern, right? Wyvern, you need an egg, you need to get the right egg, you need a hatchet. Could be terrible from birth. Volanosaur, the ice jumper, you just go out and tame it. They should have made it harder to get as a creature, in my opinion, but nonetheless it's here to stay, and they just need to balance it. All right, so let's start what they're actually showcasing. Enforcer blink recharge cooldown reduced from 20 seconds to 7 seconds. Enforcer blink range extended from 400 units to 5,000 units, so I'm assuming that means how far, like the distance it can do. Volanosaurs will now consume stamina while in AI turret mode. I'm pretty sure that should have been a thing in the beginning, but nonetheless, it is now. Reduce Volanosaur's recovery time from 4 seconds to 1 second. Pretty cool. Magmars, which is the ice jumper, limited to 3 jumps, 6 strafes, and 1 dash before it has to land. Now this is interesting because as of right now, I think how the ice jumper works is it's based on its stamina usage. So the more stamina you have, obviously the more it can do. Now this is actually, I'm assuming, going to have a now of a base thing, so you can do 1, 2, 3, and that's it. You can only do 3 jumps into the air, and then you can go maybe straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or no, 1 dash. That would be 1 dash, right? I don't know. I personally don't use ice jumpers because I hate them. So I don't know. Maybe this will fix them being super OP and honestly the only thing that people really want. Who honestly knows? We'll have to wait and see on that. But I don't know. I would love to hear what you guys think about this just change on them, because if you play PvE or PvE, if you play PvP or PvE, how does the ice jumper affect you, right? I know a lot of people love the ice jumper in PvE because it's super quick to get across the map, and it's honestly the only animal that can do it. And in PvP, obviously, it's very fast, very quick, and it can kill people very, very quickly because it's a very fast creature for PvP. So I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to affect people with ice jumpers. Reduce stun duration on jellyfish and eels by 20%. What? Oh, I get. You know what's funny? Now this makes sense since Genesis is gonna have an ocean, right? So since we're gonna be encountering them more, probably eels and jellyfish are going to be a thing, so they're probably, you know, preparing us that we're going to be fighting them a lot more now since we're going to be in the ocean a lot. Reduce plant D flash range by 50. Yeah. Yeah, the rest of the stuff is kind of whatever. Oh, Bronta should no longer be affected by knockbacks. I've seen that before. I've seen that before on a lot of things. Interesting. But yeah, the main feature right here, I think the main take is the ice jumper being nerfed really heavily right here. So I would like to hear what you guys think about that on that kind of thing with this, because you know this definitely will affect you if you play ARK and you like the ice jumper. So very interesting to see. All right, and the last thing they basically talk about is the content that they've been releasing the last couple months with the Turkey Trial, the Winter Wonderland, and all the other stuff. And you know, they're happy that they have done this. They're happy with all the feedback, and they're honestly just super duper excited and happy that you guys have been enjoying all the content that they've been putting out. And to be honest, they have been doing a fantastic, phenomenal job with all the new things. And I personally love the 2 things I've been loving with the new updates is the new emotes. Freaking love them, the dances and all the other stuff, and I love the chibis. The chibis are one of the cutest and adorable little things, and I'm really happy that they added kind of those for Winter Wonderland. But that's, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this. I'm very sorry if there was all that cuts and stuff, but I honestly just can't stop coughing when I talk a lot. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and tell me guys what you think about the community crunch. My one thing is I am disappointed that there is no telling of when the beta for Genesis is. I don't know what this is going to entail, because I have a feeling the beta is only going to be for a week before the actual DLC comes out, which means it's just kind of a showcase, which really is annoying. I personally would say I would like to see a beta for at least 2 months before it actually comes out, which would honestly be a lot better for the community and everything. I mean, personally, I feel like if they announce next week the beta is coming out, it's coming out the what January something. Let me look at the count. Yeah, like it's coming out the end of January, and it's the entire month of February, because that would be enough time to for them to gather feedback and everything. And only, I'm not even joking, I don't want to be privileged or anything, but only allow people that will actually take it seriously. Meaning content creators that would actually help out, and people that would help. Do not give it to people that are big YouTube people that honestly have no fucking idea what they're doing with ARK. I mean, look what happened to Atlas. Would you like another Atlas again? So much hype, and yet it is such a dead game now. It is not even funny, you know? It is not even funny. You gave the keys to the wrong damn people for Atlas, and look what happened to your game. It went from honestly going to be a pretty okay game to being a shit show of a launch. So think about it, Wildcard. Give the damn keys and give it to people that are content creators that have been with the game for a long time and actually play the game for it what it is. You know, I personally love playing the game, and obviously I help out as much as I can with the trailers and stuff. So, you know, I'm excited to see what they have, but I'm disappointed that we don't have any news. But that's kind of it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, follow. I'm I'll see you guys later. I'm sorry this is a little bit late, but as you can tell, coughing and everything, so it makes it a little bit hard sometimes to record. But anyways, that's it. I love you all. We'll see you guys in the next one.